Welcome, fellow Stardust. Are you ready for a scare? I see you've come back for more. If you're new here, buckle up, and thank you for joining me today. My name is DeRay, aka Rainbow Fright, lover of all things dark, creepy, and weird. Today's film review will be on supernatural horror, Ghost Ship.
I might need your help shutting it again, so get ready.
Are you sure we need to?
This ghost story follows a 6-person salvage crew who are told about an abandoned ship that is floating in international waters. Their hope is to equally split the worth of the ship or whatever is found on board. As soon as they get on the ship, each of them begins to have their own supernatural experiences. Epps sees the ghost of the young girl we saw in the opening scene, and we continue to see her throughout the film. After finding crates of gold, members of the crew are picked off one by one. Fueled by greed, they continue to pursue the gold instead of just getting the hell off the ship. In this cast, we have Juliana Margulies, Isaiah Washington, Carl Urban, Emily Browning, Ron Eldard, Desmond Harrington, and Gabriel Byrne as Murphy. Just like any other haunted house movie, we encounter a lot of jump scares. We've also got ghosts playing tricks and dead bodies and skeletons popping out of everywhere. But what really sets this film apart from other haunted house films is its atmosphere. Instead of a haunted mansion or building, this film is set on a huge cruise ship, a decaying, now creepy looking cruise ship. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think would be the scariest location for a ghost story. The attention to detail on the production design really set the tone for the entire film. Even though most of the scenes are shot in sound studios on land, when the crew is on the ship, it feels like we're at sea the entire time. When they actually had to shoot in the tugboat in the ocean, 800 to 1,000 sharks started feeding around them only 50 yards away. The cast was a bit freaked out, but there was no interaction with any sharks, and I'm sure it was quite the sight to see. This was actually my first time watching this film. I had seen the opening scene many times before because people talk about it as one of the best kill scenes in horror movie history. And so I've been super eager to watch this one. And overall, I did enjoy this film because there are some really good horror moments, but there were some points in the writing that made me scrunch my nose a little bit. We don't get much of a backstory for each of the crew members. We just get characters who are playing out the tropes that we get in every horror movie that has a group of friends. So when they start to die off, we don't really care. We just want to see how they'll go. The entire script was actually rewritten at the very last minute, and this upset a lot of the cast members, especially Juliana Margulies. The film was originally going to be more of a psychological thriller where Murphy, the captain, was going to be the killer, but the producers decided to make it more of a slasher film. After 9/11, they didn't want to highlight humans' inherent corrupt nature, but instead show a clear fight between good and evil. The cast didn't see the rewrite until they were on the plane on the way to Australia to shoot, and by that time it was too late to back out of their contract. When I chose this film, I didn't realize the director, Steve Beck, was the same one who directed 13 Ghosts. I really love 13 Ghosts. It's been a minute since I've seen it. And these two films were his only feature films that he directed along with a short film. He also did visual effects for The Hunt for Red October, The Abyss, and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Then he actually retired from filmmaking altogether after Ghost Ship. 13 Ghosts and Ghost Ship were produced by Dark Castle Entertainment, who has also produced a couple of my other favorite films, Orphan and Splice. Y'all, they're talking about an Orphan prequel. Can you imagine? So getting back to Ghost Ship, the opening scene is the best scene. After that would be the flashback scene toward the end that shows how the opening scene started. When we're taken back to 1962 to see how this all began, I want to stay there and I want to see this story unfold from the very beginning. And the Mudvayne music in this flashback scene and in the end scenes is really good and meshes well even with this soft, more classical type music. It's too bad it didn't make it into the actual soundtrack. So while Ghost Ship isn't going on my favorites list, there were plenty of enjoyable moments. The use of motion control cinematography, miniatures, pyrotechnics, prosthetics, animation, and CGI worked really well with the film. It didn't look forced, cheesy, or bad. For 2002, they really did a good job with all of the effects and tricks. They really aged well. It's hard not to think about Titanic and The Shining. Here we have Murphy, who's an alcoholic, who is slowly losing his mind while aboard the ship, and he then eventually turns on those who are closest to him. And of course we have this captain's ball that is lavish and beautiful, but comes to a bloody, abrupt end. Ghost Ship gets 3 rainbow skulls, and I'd say watch it at least once, but it's nothing to rush to. Well, thank you again for joining me today, fellow Stardust. I appreciate you being here with me. I hope I see you next Thursday when I have another horror film review, and before then, I'll be uploading at least one other video. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and hop on the Rainbow Fright Freight Train and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. I hope I see you next time. Peace.